I was raised on a street called 5th Street in New Toronto, which was swallowed up by Etobicoke in 1967. And Mom took piano lessons like every good little girl did in 1925. And if she had not given the piano to her brother, who had daughters who wanted to take piano lessons, I might not be sitting here right now with a tuba. What happened was the Beatles came along. I had to play an instrument. So it was the guitar. And then in grade 8, we went to a Toronto Symphony student concert. Well, that kind of awoke the giant, let's put it that way. I was in second year university. I would have been, I don't know, 20 years old. And I was playing electric bass and tuba. I'm not a great jazz player, but I'm pretty good at laying down bass lines and stuff. And that's how I broke into the business. The versatility was really good in recording studios. The writers like to know that they can write anything and you'll know what to do with it. Can you read off a guitar chart? Yeah, no problem. Many tuba players are out there working professionally nowadays that wouldn't be able to do that, but I can. I made myself indispensable, and I found places where I could go, you know, a tuba could be doing that. There was a big recording session for a video game called Cuphead, and it was all high-energy jazz. And my job was to make the drummer smile, because tuba players have a habit of dragging and being kind of, whoa. So, you know, at the end of the gig, the drummer's coming out and he goes, wow, man, that was fantastic. That's what turns me on. I haven't even talked about the fact that I've been the tuba player in the Canadian Opera Company since 1984. You know, I would say to kids nowadays, always have a plan B, but my plan A was to go to university, major in music education, and become a music teacher. Well, it worked the other way for me. I ended up with a performing career. Be curious. You have to be really curious. What is it that your instrument can do? What is it that nobody's ever done with it before? Do you think you could possibly do that yourself? I didn't get a degree in playing Dixieland tuba. I just figured it out. It's so important to be curious about what you're doing. My wife, Joan, she was curious too. Her curiosity manifested itself by finding every fantastic horn teacher on the planet Earth and getting lessons with them. She started out as 4th horn, making $700 a year, studied with her teacher who was on 1st horn. By the time he was ready to leave the orchestra, she was ready to take 1st horn. Part of the reason, I don't know if you want to use this, but part of the reason I actually want to retire is because she was on too many gigs that I was on, and I can't do it there without her now. I just can't. I can't be at the opera anymore. So here we are. I can't get away from her. Music isn't really a profession, it's a calling. If a preacher gets fired from his church, does he stop believing in God because of that? No, hopefully this goes beyond all of that. And being a musician, you're still a musician whether you're gigging or not. I think universities are guilty of trying to turn out musicians the way they turn out doctors and lawyers. If you major in mathematics, it doesn't mean you're going to be a mathematician. Mathematics has its place, but there's a finite answer. It's either right or wrong at the end. In the arts, it's not right or wrong. It's what you've learned in the process. It's not where you get to, it's the journey.
Thank you.